So the passive's called Heightened Senses, and it is just that, as a genetically modified person, it's kind of like a spidey sense in a way. You're the lady that sneaks up on people. This passive is going to help you prevent being snuck up on yourself. Think of Glimpse as somebody who has this otherworldly sense about her, whether it's hearing someone's breath or feeling their presence through a wall or something. Periodically, you're going to kind of get these pulses that if an enemy is close enough to you behind a wall or something like that, you're going to get a little bit of an indicator as to where they are. And then that indicator is going to fade until your senses kind of reevaluate your situation. So periodically, you're going to kind of pulse the area around you and just kind of get these soft directional areas that are indicating enemies are nearby for you to play around.
Now,
and use that information how you will.
For the passive, does it show how many people? Like, will you get multiple arrows for multiple enemies, or is it just one? Okay.
So it's as many enemies that are around you. Obviously, up to 6v6 is our biggest game mode, so you could get potentially 6 arrows on your screen. The audio is going to kind of escalate as you get more and more arrows around you. And hopping into kind of our gameplay kit here, we have a brand new gadget for her. It's a utility gadget. It's called the Pop Smoke. This is a character that has to kind of flow quickly. You're kind of in and out of combat. Sometimes you got to make a quick escape. And so basically all this is, it's a faster, more kinetic smoke grenade that almost in the sense that like a Semtex doesn't require a backboard or it can be placed pinpoint. That's kind of what this is, but for the smoke grenade family. So you kind of throw this thing, and the second it makes contact with a surface, it's going to explode and live right there. So this is really good for like, if you're on Wanted, kind of where we just were in those little cantinas, you want to smoke out a window, but you don't have a great angle or backboard, you can kind of just hit the windowsill right beneath that window where someone's looking, and it's going to kind of plume out from there. So anywhere, wall, ceiling, floor, wherever this smoke makes contact, that's where it's going to spread from. The point of contact is the center of the sphere. So kind of placing those appropriately. They're very quick, doesn't have to bounce, doesn't have a fuse time at all. And these can be used to escape. These can be used as a normal smoke. Again, it's all about versatility and flow and making decisions when it comes to Glimpse's kit and what you want to do with the tools you have available to you.
Yeah, I think my favorite part about this gadget is the fact that, one, it's unbelievably kinetic, which always feels really good in Rogue Company. But two, there are those spots in all of our maps where you want to get a smoke into that location, but you just can't. It takes a perfect precision, and then sometimes you might be killed in the middle of that. Whereas this one, I can just throw it. I can throw it right at a ledge, and I'll be good to go. So I could throw it on the wall. It sticks on the wall. If you're playing favelas, you can throw it on top of the garage. You can make your move. There's a lot of new dynamic gameplay that can happen from this, which is just honestly the highlight of this gadget for me.
Yeah, and it makes it good for sneaking through as well.
It does.
That's that old smoke grenade. I like the balance and the parity that we have between our grenades, whether it be the bounce or the frag or the Semtex, and I think this helps sort of bring some of that right tool for the job situation to the smoke family. Again, I'd compare this closest to probably like the Semtex grenade of like, you don't need that backboard. You just kind of put it where you want and you rock and roll.
Very smart flanks. You'll be able to get behind the enemy and really open up a big push for them.
Let's talk about some gameplay kit stuff here. What am I going to be shooting people with? So you can see, obviously, she's got the Nightshade assault rifle here. This is something that you're going to find on your Phantom, on your Vi. Like we mentioned our making of panel earlier, she's kind of almost has this sisterly bond in a way with Phantom, is that they have this kind of common thread that they come from these genetically engineered facilities. So they have this kind of same tech. Obviously, Glimpse was able to escape. Maybe she grabbed this Nightshade on the way out. But all in all, the gameplay here is that she is a relatively close-range character. AR, SMG. She's going to start with the Nightshade as well as the Night SMG. Obviously, for those of you that have those weapons mastered, you'll be able to kind of swap these bad boys in and out and play her and kind of customize that as you wish. And we encourage you to do so. But obviously, we wanted to kind of start her off in a spot where she does have that AR and that SMG gameplay. The Knight and the Nightshade are two of the closer range ARs and SMG, so that's where you're going to be kind of wanting to play with her. This is a nice little skin we've got for you hot off the press. Basically, as soon as the character releases, this will be available. The old Sanguine Assassin here, a little bit of a different.
I love the
flavor
red on
to
her.
it. Yeah,
I love the red
really
in the hair and on her. I think it's these first skins that the character releases with. Our team keeps doing a much better job with each one, and this one really sings for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that the Knight Nick is probably my go-to with this character. It just seems to synergize very well. Her passive, it reads within 20 meters, which is where an enemy will be detected. And so when you're inside of that, the Nightshade is really good for kind of overall, but the Knight, if you can get just a little bit closer.
As soon as you take damage, the worst, most visible level of stealth is applied to you. So even if you're crouch walking, when I take damage, I'm going to be fairly revealed for a little while. So that might be a good time to sprint. Otherwise, I think you should be crouch walking. You should be regular walking. And this was a character that I wanted to use to drive home the fact that we have this walk speed in the game, that it does matter, that you can, this padded step perk synergizes perfectly with it. It's this in-between sprint and crouch walk decision that you can make where you're pretty invisible. You're not totally invisible, but you're completely silent with padded steps. So you have a lot of, I think, wiggle room there. When you're not making sound, you'd be surprised how little people are really aware of you, and they may not be thinking about your presence at all, which means even though you're a little bit visible, they may not even see you because they're not hearing it. Their brain's not telling them to look over there. So it's this fun trade-off of like, do I want to take this risk of being a little bit faster and walking here, but I might get found out? That's kind of what I would advise. And obviously we've got the mastery rewards for her. This is a very flowy character, very graceful. So her mastery emote kind of reflects that.